Good evening, we are from Ukraine. My name is Raul. You are watching the Ukraine on Fire project. If you look at the special operation for a long time, the special operation will begin to peer at you. I have a question for the Russians. Certainly rhetorical. What do you think might happen if you throw Molotov cocktails at a neighbor's house and then interfere with the work of firefighters? I will answer you, your own house will light up. Ukraine is not the narrow-minded United States or Afghanistan. We are your neighbors. If all depots explode in our country, then one day they will begin to explode in yours. Did you really think that if the war is called a special operation, then renaming the war will save you from explosions, and your sons and fathers from bullets? Then continue to kindle peace among the neighbors and record the loss of personnel. Well, like mom, then the decline arrived in a closed coffin. Looks like it's dad. But don't worry, he managed to send a phone and sneakers stolen from Ukrainians through the post of Belarus. Tomorrow we will fertilize the cemetery with dad and go for new clothes. And yes, if you ask me who hit the oil depot in Belgrade from 2 low-flying helicopters, I will answer, as Israel likes to do it. First, we don't have helicopters. Secondly, if necessary, we will apply them. And you are probably already starting to ask questions. Where is your air defense? Where is the anti-missile flight of the Holy Fathers? Where are the air braces? Where are Rogozin's cosmic death rays? And anyway, what kind of crap is this? According to the cheerful statements of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, Russian troops are already finishing off the last Ukrainian checkpoint near Lisbon. And in Belgrade, at intervals of a day, an ammunition depot and an oil depot explode from 2 cigarette butts. I have an answer. It disappears reality distorted in your propaganda. And very soon, as I promised, this week you will realize how many of your marauding soldiers died in Ukraine. Yes, I know that looting is an integral part of war. So it was and so it will be. But it's always a matter of scale. According to the information that comes from the liberated villages near Kiev, Russian soldiers threw ammunition out of trucks and loaded with refrigerators and washing machines. The columns of troops themselves looked like a gypsy camp. Military equipment interspersed with stolen cars and carpet sticking out of the windows. Near Kiev there is a village Svetilnya. My friend's Russian soldiers removed the linoleum in the summer kitchen. Ordinary linoleum. And there is a photo with wheels from cars. Guys, what hole did you get out of if old linoleum or used tires are a trophy for you? And why are you putting your hands and feet on the line with your life? According to the main intelligence department of Ukraine, the Russian military opened a market in the city of Narevlaya, Belarus, where they trade and exchange the loot. And here I have a question. Okay, there are redneck soldiers who lived somewhere in a hole in the wall. But where are these noble Russian officers, the elite? I know, she is watching from Belarus. By the way, if you have a video or photo similar bazaars, send. I have a conversation with a Russian military man that explains a lot.
You stood in a dress and yours just left. Forgot, yes. Is there a slogan of the Russian army, we don't leave our own?
So we were not left to be forgotten.
Unlike many, I never accused Russian soldiers of cowardice. Far from it. It's just that sometimes they seem too pragmatic to me. And I do not rule out that this soldier was not forgotten. It's just that a refrigerator took its place in the truck. Because a German refrigerator is many times better than a Russian soldier. Every Russian soldier knows about it. And now our favorite radio section is the interception of the SBU. Why, bitch, can't take Ukraine? Fuck, it's been over a month now. Fuck.
Putin is generally an ass. Fuck. Finished man. Millions of people have already died here. Millions. And he does nothing. Negotiations are satisfying. They also command us, you will return home either with a load of 200, or a load of 300, or from 7 to 12 years. Deserters.
И комбриг нам говорит, вы домой вернетесь либо грузом 200, либо грузом 300, либо нахуй от 7 до 12 лет. Дезертиры.
Это?
Ну, вот так он и сказал. Типа, либо мы все тут сдохнем, нахуй, либо, блядь, там что-нибудь оторвет, нахуй, либо от 7 до 12 лет. То, что
You don't listen to them at
Вы
all.
вообще не слушайте их.
Да, вообще, хуй, нахуй. Тут хули, блядь,
Really already, bitch,
реально,
nerves hand over.
нервы сдают.
It's a pity for the parents when every day you see Ural cars with corpses.
Еще у кого-то. Пацанов,
Every day
нахуй,
30
каждый
Urals
день,
leave.
Когда ты каждый день видишь эти Уралы, нахуй, с 200-ми, и думаешь, ну, каждый день, не знаю, по 30 Уралов уезжает отсюда, нахуй.
The boy is wrong. For Russia, his conversation brings a lot of good news. The corpses that are not there have finally begun to be taken to Russia. And especially for those who watch us in English and in Spanish, every time you hear the sound of pie, that's a dirty swear word. By the number of these pie, you will understand at what level the soldier communicates with his woman. Great Russian ballet and literature, you say? All this was before Soviet Russia, before Lenin, Stalin, and before Putin. Make no mistake. And now to church affairs. Under the previous story, several comments appear that I did not have information about the activities of the Moscow Orthodox Church. It is not true. I know that Patriarch Kirill blessed the special operation. I know that the hierarchs of the Moscow Orthodox Church demanded that the war in Ukraine be recognized as sacred. And they threatened war with Poland and the Baltic states. I posted these videos in previous stories. Fellow believers in the comments, please enjoy the heresy that your churchmen are carrying. Moscow priests have been subversive in Ukraine for decades. And Father Pavel Mercedes is an absolutely corrupt, depraved, and sinful scoundrel who has no right to be the rector of the Kiev Peshchersk Lavra. I am far from thinking that I can argue with such an institution as the Church. And as Remark rightly noted, the Church is the only dictatorship that has survived for 2,000 years. As long as people are mortal, they will believe in God, and as they say, there are no atheists in a falling plane. But I will also remind you that planes are shooting down the Russian Federation with ordinary people. I would also like to remind you that Ukraine is a secular state. The Lavra does not belong to Moscow priests, but to the people of Ukraine. Like all other temples. If some priests have been and are carrying out subversive activities against Ukraine, they must answer in accordance with the current legislation. But if they want, the priest can do it in God's way. With such muzzles, in such estates and in such Mercedes, they cannot go around the 10 Commandments. And of course, even in the Ukrainian Orthodox Church of the Moscow Patriarchate there are worthy priests. For example, my classmate, Father Sergei, I don't name the parish, being a decent priest among Moscow priests is a dangerous business. BTU Seryoga still insistent laurels. So I see. By the way, the good news came from the parishioners of the Anglican Church. According to the Times, the British Manpad Street passed its baptism of fire in the sky of Ukraine. With the help of this complex, ZSU specialists shot down the first Russian helicopter. In the comments on YouTube, the British are saying that Putin, after tremendous losses, ordered the development of catapults for helicopter pilots. Well, the generals, of course, do not yet understand how to explain to the bunker dwarf that, due to the presence of blades, these catapults will not be entirely effective. Another good news. Ukraine is likely to receive Soviet-made tanks from Germany. Now they have already begun to reactivate and bring them into working condition. It turns out that a decent number of them remained in the GDR. Useful. That's all. The Russian Federation will be destroyed. We will win. Glory to Ukraine.
Still, the foreskin rises above the head. This is how it is clamped so as not to injure the head and cut off.
I will now show you where the attack was being prepared on Belarus. And if 6 hours before the operation there had not been a preventive strike on positions, 4 positions. I'll show you now. I brought the card.